It's Wednesday, November 26th.
This war could go on for years, and Russia's got a lot more people, got a lot more soldiers, you know. So I think if Ukraine can make a deal, it's a good thing.
U.S. President Donald Trump says his plan to end Russia's war in Ukraine has been, quote, fine-tuned as he prepares to send American officials to Russia.
The memorandum of understanding that we're negotiating with Alberta creates necessary conditions.
Prime Minister Mark Carney says BC has to agree on any pipeline from Alberta to the Pacific Coast as his government gets closer to unveiling more details of a new energy pact.
I don't think they've thought things through.
The City of Ottawa ordered new road signs to be easy to see, but they came in a little too big. Stay with us, Canada. Your morning starts right now. Good morning, Canada. Welcome to Your Morning. I'm Anne-Marie Mediwake.
Good morning. I'm Lindsey Deluce.
And I'm Kelsey McEwen. Happy Wednesday.
Let's jump right into news this hour. The U.S. will hold talks at the Kremlin next week as it continues to push for a deal to end the war in Ukraine.
We're having good talks. We started with Russia. We're having some talks with Russia. Ukraine is doing well. I think they're pretty happy about it. They'd like to see it end. And we won't know for a little while, but we're making progress.
U.S. President Donald Trump says he is sending his envoy, Steve Witkoff, to meet with Russian President Vladimir Putin, while U.S. Army Secretary Dan Driscoll will meet with Ukrainian officials. Donald Trump also noted that his plan to end Russia's war in Ukraine has been, quote, fine-tuned. Some of the issues Russia and Ukraine are at odds over include security guarantees for Kyiv and control of several regions in Ukraine's east. Donald Trump suggested he might meet with Russian President Vladimir Putin and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky once negotiations progress further. Canada's steel and softwood lumber industries are expected to get some more help from the government.
There are sectors, the auto sector, the steel sector, the lumber sector, the aluminum sector, that are under pressure. We care. We're acting in those sectors. There will be announcements this week to further support.
Multiple senior government sources have confirmed to CTV News that Prime Minister Mark Carney will announce new measures today that could include cutting limits on the amount of steel that can be imported into the country from nations that don't have a free trade agreement with Canada. The federal government is also expected to announce more financial aid for steel companies and workers. Both steel and aluminum producers are dealing with 50% import duties imposed by the U.S. president. As for the softwood lumber industry, there is word of more financial support, could be up to $1.2 billion. Tariffs on Canadian softwood lumber increased to 45% last month. Quebec's provincial government is planning to expand its religious symbols ban this week. They are expected to table new legislation tomorrow that includes sweeping new restrictions on religious clothing, prayer, and funding for some schools. The minister says the bill will follow through on a recent promise to ban prayer in public places. It will also extend the religious symbols ban to people working in the education system. The bill will also ban prayer rooms at public institutions like colleges and universities. And it will prohibit religious face coverings for post-secondary students. In an effort to keep roads safe after speed cameras were removed in the province of Ontario, these new oversized school zone signs will be put up. But here's the thing, in Ottawa, apparently they're too big to be installed.
They are very massive, they're very heavy. They got to be installed 4 feet deep with poured concrete bases, 7 feet above the ground to ensure people don't hit their heads or children hide behind them, creating safety risk. And it requires essentially a crane to put them in.
All road signs in Ottawa must be bilingual, making the province's giant signs even bigger. Look how big they are. He's showing us. They stand more than 3 meters tall, which means they are too big for Ottawa's standard street poles. After banning photo radar cameras on municipal roads, the provincial government is requiring municipalities to install signs like these in school zones in November. So now what? Well, Ottawa's Public Works Department says it is working with the Ontario government on how to implement the new oversized signage. Penny Oleksiak, Canada's most decorated Olympian, has been suspended from competition for 2 years.
It's a very serious oversight, but it doesn't mean that she intentionally didn't want to be tested for doping.
Penny Alexiak isn't accused of using a banned substance. She is being suspended for breaking a testing rule. What's the rule? Well, athletes have to let officials know where they are so they can be tested at any time. The International Testing Agency says Penny Alexiak failed to provide her whereabouts 3 times. She did accept a voluntary suspension earlier this year as the case was being investigated. The suspension will end about a year before the next Summer Olympics. Here is your chance to own a piece of World Series history. Remember that? Oh, so exciting. So the ball from Addison Barger's Game 1 Grand Slam is going up for auction. Oh, so good. The home run was the first pinch-hit Grand Slam in World Series history. The person who caught the ball is putting it up for sale. He says he was sitting about 10 rows up when he made the catch. Can we see him? The highest bid right now is $560. Okay. Within reach.